The Midori Traveler's Notebook can be really intimidating at first, especially if it's unclear to you how to use it. But it is one of my favorite things. I use it every day, and so I wanted to have an instructional video for you on how to get started using your Midori. We have been selling Midori products, Midori accessories on our site for, I would say, at least 8 years now. But it was just 6 months ago that I became very enamored with the Midori Traveler's Notebook. And so we have been selling this Midori Traveler's Notebook for less than a year now, but we're really excited by it. And finally, I'm getting around to doing this how-to video for you. So this is my actual Midori Traveler's Notebook that I use every day. What I want to do is kind of a size comparison for you before we get started. This is a B5 notebook. This is an A5 notebook. So already you can see that the Midori Traveler's Notebook is just a wee bit taller, see that there, than the A5 notebook, but it is more narrow, okay? And it is not as tall. It's a couple inches shorter than the B5. And then just for additional size comparison, here is an A5 notebook. Sorry, an A6 notebook. We got your B5, your A5, and your A6. And the Midori is like quite a bit bigger than that one. It is wider and taller. Okay, so there's your size comparison for these notebooks. I would describe it as a tall and narrow notebook. Just like the concept of our custom multi-pens on our site, this is a custom multi-notebook. You can customize this notebook to suit your own needs. Now, it also comes in a passport size, and the passport size is called passport size because it's actually the size of your passport. It makes the perfect cover for your passport, in fact. But we're just going to be working in the standard size today for the how-to because I think it's a little bit like easier to see, and it is a more popular size. So when you purchase a Midori Traveler's Notebook, it comes like this. It's in a beautiful case, and what you find inside is your leather cover, one blank insert that looks like this. I have some stickers on mine, but this is the original insert that comes in your Midori. And the whole thing comes inside its own cotton case. You also get an additional elastic band. That's this right here. So you can change out this color if you like. The idea behind the Midori Traveler's Notebook is that you are really going to customize it to your own individual tastes. So you can use this additional orange one that comes with the brown, or you can go out and get your own elastics and use, you know, maybe you like blue or pink. So the idea is really just to make it your own. So that's what comes in the starter kit. You've got your cover, your plain insert, your cotton case, and your, you know, additional elastic. The elastic is very easy to replace because you see how it just pops out like this, and then if you want a different color, you just feed it through, and it's back to, you know, normal way there. All this is a knot. Okay, so this is my, like I said, actual notebook that I use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart so I can show you how you can put this whole thing together. It's a little bit scary when you take apart your notebook. some stickers falling out there. Okay. So here are the actual inserts that I use. I use 4 inserts. I'm actually going to show you today how to put 5 inserts in because I think that a lot of people want to stuff that many in. This is the zip case, which I have jammed full with accoutrement. You can see the silicone bands. This is an additional accessory that you can get for the Midori Traveler's Notebook. Now, I have heard that some people prefer to use regular rubber bands. I have tried this many times and they break. If you know what kind of just regular rubber band works really well, please leave a comment below because I think that's a really good tip. I have to rely on the authentic Midori silicone bands. And they have them in passport size too. Okay, so I don't think many people use their, so here, you can see the cover here, sorry. So you can see it's really scratched up and, you know, it has wear. The idea behind the Midori notebook is that the more you use it, the more beautiful it gets. It's supposed to have this rugged look. It's supposed to look like something, you know, Indiana Jones would take out exploring. Midori has these handcrafted in Thailand. They do have a little bit of a leather and they use a vegetable product to condition the leather. And I think, you know, when it first arrives, it does have a little bit of a smell, but that smell goes away as it kind of airs out, I guess I would say. But that is one thing I noticed. It had this really like leathery smell to me. So, of course, so here's the blank one that comes with it. Of course, if you wanted to, you could just use your Midori with 1 insert. But that's not really the fun of this notebook. I don't know why someone would want to use it that way. This right here is a bookmark, which you can put in. But this is how you would put in just 1. But again, I really don't know anyone who just puts 1 notebook in their Midori. You can see how well loved my notebook is. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to think about the order in which you want your notebooks. So I have right here a notebook I use for my business to-dos. I have a notebook that I use to keep track of my diet. I have a calendar that I use that really I put, you know, everything between business to personal in this calendar. This is called a free, they call these free calendars and free diaries. And so you're able to build the dates into it. So you are not locked into which, you know, months that you need to use it. It does have some blank pages at the end as well, which I really like. This right here has been customized with a pocket in the 2015 sticker collection. I just end up with random stickers from businesses I order from. And this is my friend's business card. You really want to think about the order in which you want to use everything. So I have my calendar. Then I put in my weekly free diary that I use for my diet. I put my business lists next, and then I have my blank notebook at the very back. So you want to keep this order in mind. Now, what you want to think about first is taking the back and the front. And you're going to use these silicone elastics, or like I said, some people say you can use rubber bands or even hair bands. Again, I have not found out something else that works. So you're going to open your notebooks to the very middle. Okay. And you're going to take this band and loop them around here in the very middle. You can kind of straighten it out a little bit. I don't get too fussy about this because I think part of the fun is just the ruggedness of it. But then what you have are your two notebooks that are connected, okay? You're going to slip that under the larger band here. And now you have your front notebook and your back notebook. Okay, now if you wanted to just add one more notebook, you don't even need another silicone band. You just take your notebook to the middle and you add it right here. And here you have a 3 notebook. But I like to add 4. So I'm going to take my next 2 and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to find the middle. I'm going to use a silicone band. Okay. And then I'm going to add this. Now, this is how I like my notebook. 5 inserts. Or sorry, 4 inserts. If you wanted to add a 5th insert, you can do so. Let me grab one. Let's say I wanted, so this is for my, diet journal, but say I wanted a free weekly plus memo for my business appointments. So I'm going to add another one in there. And I'm just going to go to the middle. And I'm going to add it. Okay, and then you've got this really fat, chunky notebook. Some people don't like that it doesn't have a large overhang. I like that the notebooks stick out. I think that's pretty cool. Again, it just depends on how many you use. And there are people that put the notebooks in a little bit differently. Like sometimes I will connect them by the covers, which I'll show you in a minute. I think this is a really good way. And then I always have my zip case. And so you could have done this as the first step. For some reason, I just always slide it in at the end. And so then I've got my zip case at the front and this is the back of the zip case, but I keep all kinds of stickers in it and stuff. Because right now I'm trying to stay off sweets, and so every day that I don't eat a sweet, I get a sticker, which is cool. It's almost every day. All right. What I want to show you next is an alternative way to building the notebooks, and you don't get as big of a, stick out right here. So you start like I did here in the beginning. But what you're going to do is add on a notebook. Instead of to the dead center, you're going to add on a notebook to the end. So you're going to take one of your notebooks and the silicone band, and you're going to connect it like this. Okay, so then you don't get it sticking out as far. So you can do what I just described. You can add on to the front also using an extra band. And I find that I don't get as much stick out that way. So let me go over other ways you can customize your Midori Traveler's Notebook, because that's part of the fun here. Just going to kind of take it back apart. Sometimes once you get your notebook together, you don't want to keep fussing about with it because it can be a little bit complicated. So what a lot of people do are things like decorating the actual covers, really making them your own. I always am using Midori clips to mark pages in my notebook. I love these squirrel clips. I love these Midori clips. And other things people do, so I think you might have seen, I'm just gonna pretend like this is all together again. I think you've seen the way I do it is I actually will keep my pins in my zip pocket, or in this elastic right here. But what some people prefer are these Midori pen holders. Now let me talk about this for a minute because I think this is important. We get questions on this. The small pen holder is really, really fine hole. You're either going to use it for a very thin pen, like the Oto Slimline, or you're gonna use it just to hook the clip of a pen into it, okay? For most pens, and even fountain pens, the medium brown will work. Now let me, or sorry, it also comes in black. The medium will work. I don't know why I said medium. I was just reading it. Okay, so you can slide this on to the leather cover of your notebook. It is very tight, but it will go on. Or you can, what some people do is they just put it onto an insert. Now, I don't think this feels as secure, but I know some people don't want to, like, quote unquote mess up their leather by putting it on here because it most likely will leave a mark. For most people, the Midori, like, it's supposed to get all scuffed up and just weathered. So a lot of people then won't mind. They like the look of the clip and they'll, you know, clip it right onto the leather. I think it's all about, you know, your own personal taste. That's what the whole concept of this notebook is about, is just what you like. And so you're going to find, you know, really varying opinions on that. So almost all the inserts for the standard size also come in the passport size. And you see there's a little zip case in the passport size as well. And your notebooks are very similar in the passport size. Smaller bands. I wanted to real quickly go over the insert numbers that I use in mine just because they're my favorite inserts. The free month diary, which looks like this. Has some blank pages again, like I mentioned before. That is insert 17, the free diary monthly. It does have 14 months in it. So if you're someone who likes to start your next year a couple months before January, this one's pretty cool. This is my most favorite, and this is the free weekly plus memo. So you've got your days of the week here, which again, you get to fill in, so you can use it anytime. And a page for notes with every week. I really like this. And the front also has 12 months worth, 4 different pages of keeping track of information per day. So you can use this for all kinds of stuff. Some people could use this for budgeting. So you write down how much you spent. I use it to keep track of my weight. I'm postpartum, so I'm trying to lose some of that weight. And I just really like that one. This one is cool. This is totally free diary, and it's 2 months worth of free diary. Now, the beginning of each month section is 1 through 31. So if you wanted to keep track of activities you had every day that coming month, you would keep track of it at the beginning here. And then every day gets its own page, 1 through 31. And that's duplicated so that it's twice it's in here. And again, I just customized mine. And that's 005. Of course, there's the zip case, which is my favorite, like, non-writing accessory that comes with the Midori Traveler's Notebook because it's got this great thing you can use for pens or clips or anything like that. And then a really nice two-sided pocket on the back, which I use to keep all my, like, seal stickers in. You can also decorate the actual leather or the inserts of your notebook with these sticker pockets. There are some smaller ones here and larger ones here, and it will stick to your leather. I think Midori designed these with the idea of sticking them right onto the leather, but I know a lot of people, again, don't want to kind of, like, I think in their minds they'll be messing up their notebook, so they just use these on the inserts. They think of them as more disposable. Another insert I wanted to mention that I think is really cool but I'm not using currently, is the craft insert. And so it's 64 pages of craft paper, and it's insert 014. One other thing I want to mention is you can buy custom inserts from people on Etsy. There is one company I really like to buy from called Yellow Paper House, and they make really cool customizable inserts. You can pick your the style of insert. In this case, it's every day you're having a, how do I say this? Time. So if you, a schedule, it's a schedule book. And you get to pick the color of paper inside too. And it is pretty thick paper. I have kind of mixed feelings on the paper. I'd rather have thinner paper and more pages. This paper feels so thick to me that I just really think like you could even have it thinner and you wouldn't have trouble with bleed through, is my opinion. Well, I hope that you learned something about the Midori Traveler's Notebook, and that you got some ideas on how to customize your own notebook, and that you understand how to put inserts in the notebook itself. The Midori Traveler's Notebook does come with a instruction sheet. I think you might be able to see it from, no. Oh yes, the bands. If you get the bands. The back has this instruction sheet on it that tells you how to add inserts to your notebook. You can see this is in Japanese, which not all of you are going to be able to read. The flip side of it is in English. I still think it's a little bit difficult to understand, which is one reason why I wanted to make this video. Plus, not everyone's going to buy these. Some people are going to try different other elastic alternatives. Again, comment below if you know good alternatives, because I'm sure that would be really helpful to people. But I did want to mention that this is, you know, somewhat helpful. Especially if you were buying it for a gift for someone. You can refer them to a video like mine, or you could make sure that they have this. Please let me know below in the comments if you have any questions. Also, if you have any really good tips for Midori Traveler's Notebook users, please let me know those as well. I have been using this notebook for less than 1 year still, so I am learning new stuff about it every day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!